Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tips and Gist YouTube. If today is your first time, please subscribe to this very channel because you're going to get lots of information right here. This evening, we're going to discuss scam alert, visa scams on the internet. I have done video about visa before payment. Is it real or fake? And then I did that content in my local language, the Chi language, and I saw people leaving a comment on YouTube that tips we are from Zimbabwe, we are from Zambia, we are from South Africa. We were not able to comprehend your local language. And so I thought it wise, to be fair to you guys, to come here tonight to do an English version of that. And then I'm going to add other stuff to it. This afternoon, I also discussed about a guy who got 10-year ban to the UK, and then I'm going to add that one to our conversation. So it is a 2-in-1 conversation. Welcome once again. This is a podcast show. All right. So people used to ask me, what is your take on visa before payment? Is it a scam? Is it real? Is it fake? Tips. An agent want to apply visa for me to USA, to Canada, to UK, and they are saying that I'm not going to pay anything. I only pay the money after the visa is in. Is it true? Is it possible that way? Right now, every country that you want to go, if we take these three major countries like UK, US, and Canada, they have their portal where you have access to every bit of documents, the eligibility criteria, how you should apply the visa, and everything. In fact, if you're applying the visa to US, they used to ask you, did you do the visa application yourself? UK will also ask you, a lot of countries will ask you. Now, they want everybody, the applicant or the one traveling, to do your own application if you are literate. But this is what is happening in Africa. People are not reading enough, and so agents are doing everything. And that is where the problem lies. Now, the activities of agents cannot 100% be condemned because they also assist people to travel. But some of their activities are fraudulent, and then we need to condemn such acts. Now, people ask me, is visa before payment real? Government has nothing we call visa before payment. All they are looking is you applying the visa, come and do your biometrics, and then move to their country if they should approve your visa for you. It is the agent's own discretion and their business strategies to decide whether they should charge you or probably they should take the visa before they take their money. I cannot condemn that because it is going to also benefit somebody. Somebody might not be financially prepared. So it is the opportunity for the person to buy some time. For instance, you going to an agent right now. If the agent should apply the visa, you say when the visa come, you pay the money, and Canada is going to take about 6 months to 1 year if you're going for a conference or a tour. So you can use that time to mobilize your finance, and then you go and settle the agent when your visa should come. So I cannot condemn that. But people are overriding that name, the visa before payment. They are riding on it to dupe a lot of people, to scam a lot of people. And that is why I am here to explain how it works. And so you can really decide for yourself. Before I talk about that, let me use 1 minute to appreciate those on YouTube and those on Facebook for their contributions on my platform because they leave comments here. Joshua says, "Good evening, tips. I am here. Nana Kwesi is here. Daniel is here. Angelina is here. Michael is here. Gideon is right on Facebook watching. And Mazimilan TV is also saying, tips, you're doing a great job. John Francis is here. Gabriel is here. Edward is here. Stephen Ejekum is also here. Jake TV is here. Sandra Yeboah is also here. Victoria Ayensu is here. And Joshua also left a comment. Now, Do Afacho is also here. Says, good evening. Well, good job. God bless you. And then Gideon is also here. Godfred also left a message. All right. Now, when we say visa before payment, that is when you go to an agent and the agent says, look, I'm going to apply visa for you, but don't pay the money. All you have to do is to pay something we call a registration fee. So the actual visa fee, let's use one country as a case study so that you understand properly. So we are using Canada as a topic. So you went to an agent to apply a visit, a conference to Canada for you, a visitor visa. So the agent is going to say, look, I'm going to charge you $10,000 for the Canada visit. But if you don't have money, this is what we're going to do. You have to pay a registration fee of maybe 2,000 Ghana cedis. And then I will you don't have to provide any documents, bank statement and everything. I am going to provide everything for you. I don't know how they do that. And that is why the embassy is banning a lot of people. And we're going to discuss about that. A guy who got a 10-year ban to the UK, that an agent did a visa for him. Because your documents, your bank statement, your home ties, it shows your financial circumstances. And so it is, you are supposed to present it. But they are saying, if you don't have a bank statement, don't worry. If you don't have anything, don't worry. I'm going to provide everything for you. That is not fair. That aside, then they'll take you 2,000 Ghana cedis and plan to apply the visa for you. Now, because they are not using genuine documents, the embassies are going to verify. They might refuse you, or in the worst scenario, they're going to ban you, like what we discussed in the afternoon. Now, when you go, you don't have to worry about bank statement on their side. You don't have to worry about payslip and other documents because they said they are going to provide. So they take you the 2,000 Ghana cedis and they seize your passport in disguise. When I say they seize your passport in disguise, what I'm trying to say is major countries like UK, US, Canada, you don't need the physical book. If you're applying visa to USA, the DS-160, if you're failing, they only need the details in the passport, your passport number, the issuance date, the expiration date. You don't even need the hard copy unless you're going for your interview, the biometrics. So during the application stage, the agent don't need your passport. You can just screenshot the biodata on WhatsApp and then he can just view and then enter the code and the passport number, issuance date, everything, and then apply the visa for you. But when you go, they will seize the passport. They say they are taking it. They are not taking it. They are seizing because they know they are not supposed to keep it in their office. It's your legal documents. But why are they keeping it in their office? They can just take a screenshot and then you go. But why are they keeping your passport in their office until when you, and they are not the one who go for the interview. If you are going for American interview, you are going and you holding your passport. It's a requirement. You need to go with your passport. So they keep it in your office till America call you for interview. It doesn't make sense. Now, if we talk about Canada, if you're applying a Canadian visa, you only need the biodata of the passport. When I talk about biodata, that is where you picture the information of the passport, the issuance date, expiration date, issuing I can't say country, the authority, issuing authority. That is the biodata. And Canada will tell you that scan it as a PDF, a soft copy, and then use it as a supporting document. You will only need the physical copy of the passport when it is time, when they have reviewed your application and they see that they want to give the visa to you. That is when Canada will contact you that, hey, bring your passport. And so they're going to call for a passport submission. So the agents are supposed to scan your passport and then use the PDF, the soft copy, to do that visa application. So if the agent keep the passport, now Canada visa after application, especially for visiting Ghana, it can take about 6 months, 8 months, 1 year. And your passport is still sitting in the office. So they are seizing it in disguise. The same thing for UK. UK, it is only when you're going for biometrics. That is where they'll keep at first it was TLS contact, but now VFS Global. That is when they'll take your passport and they'll say, when we are done, we'll call you for your passport. You come and collect your passport. During the application stage, they don't need the passport. They only need the information in the passport, the biodata. So why do they keep the passport in their office? And you see a travel and tour agent come to on TikTok and say, look, I've taken visa for people. These are their passport. And then they have about 20 passports sitting in their office. You guys are doing the wrong thing. Legal documents that you're storing in your office makes no sense. It even shows your illegalities, how you people are frauding the innocent Ghanaians. Now, you know what happened? When they apply the Canada visa, it can take about 6 months to a year, I told you. So when they are waiting and then the visa is not coming, because you didn't pay the visa fee, that $8,000, that $10,000, they didn't take it. They said it was what? Visa before payment. So you just paid like 2,000 Ghana cedis as an registration fee. And so they don't give you the access to the IRCC. Now, if you don't have access to IRCC, you don't even get certain information like come and submit your passport. And so I don't even know why they still keep their passport, because they can still give your passport to you. Once you don't have access to the IRCC, you cannot go for the visa because you're not getting any information from the IRCC. So they can still give your passport to you. But because they want to seize it, they deliberately put it in their office. Now they are monitoring the IRCC for you, the account. And so when they see it is a refusal, because they will refuse you definitely. You don't have strong home ties, you don't have bank statement. The agent used some seconds to generate some things for you and thinking that the embassy is going to grant you. They're going to refuse you. Now, when they refuse you, they are going to tell you that because you see, they will first put it at the back of your head that the visa is going to take about 1 year. So you don't worry them. You only become anxious when it's about 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, you're not hearing from the agent. That is when you come on tips and just you ask me, and I said, go and ask the agent, and then you go and you ask them, you start pressuring them. And so when they see that you pressuring them, they can tell you that the visa is keeping long because it needs to go through some process, and therefore pay half of the money, that 8,000 or that 10,000 that they initially negotiated with you, that when the visa come, they are not coming to ask, they pay some of them for them to go and fasten the visa. And it never worked that way. Nobody can tamper with their immigration rules. They cannot go to the immigration and tell them that they should, they cannot. Once the visa is is it on decision? Yes, once it's on decision, they cannot. The only way they can fasten things is probably during the appointment when they can do the expedited form in case of American, and the UK, the priority and the super priority, or the walk-in services. But once it's on decision, the immigration is to decide. Well, how? The only thing they can do is to raise a word form that the visa is keeping long, but they cannot really force the embassy to how do we call it, fasting things. So the money that they are taking makes no sense. Why are they taking half of the $8,000 or the $10,000, saying that they are going to fasten things up? It makes no sense. They are just scamming you guys. And so if you are smart enough, you tell them that no, that was not part of the contract. That was not part of the negotiation. And so you're not going to pay that money. You're not going to pay that money. And because you don't want to pay that money, they now become agitated. They don't want to now be free with you guys. They don't want to pick your phone calls. If you chat to them on WhatsApp, they don't respond to you guys. And so you also become frustrated. And then your passport is in their office. You remember that. And so now it becomes okay, fine. If I'm not getting the visa again, give me my passport. I want to go to another agent. And then they'll tell you that they told you it was visa before payment. So you have to wait for the visa to come. And so you have no option than either to wait or go and report that you've a missing passport, and then you do another passport. Now, if you're unlucky and the visa is a refusal or a ban, especially for Canada, and you go to another agent to apply a Canada visa for you, they're going to ask you, have you been refused before or given a ban? The agent, because the agent do not know the outcome of the first visa that you did, the agent is going to say, no, you have not been refused before. And because it is a refusal or a ban in their system, they are going to ban you, or they are going to refuse you again because you are lying. That is a controversy. So they are not being fair to you guys for you to know the outcome. And they don't want to you to have access to your IRCC. They don't want to communicate with you because they want to take half of that $8,000 or that $10,000. And you are saying that no, that was not the negotiation. So they become agitated, and then you get a fight with them, and now you go your ways. But that is not going to help you. It's not a healthy way of ending with an agent. Please, wherever you are, if you're on TikTok, be tapping on the screen. If you're on YouTube, please like this video. If you are on Facebook, please like this video. It's not going to take anything from you. Just click on the like button. Thank you very much. And so now, when you go to another agent or when you don't go to another agent, so that is that visa before payment. So initially, they take that 2,000 Ghana cedis to take the visa for you guys. And if you are lucky enough, if they are lucky, and with their documents, the way they handle their documents, if the embassy overlook and grant you the visa, then now they are coming to take you $10,000 or that $8,000. But because most of them they get refused or rejected, they do not get the $8,000. And so they have seen that, okay, fine. 2,000 Ghana cedis cannot sustain our travel and tour. So if they apply for one person and they are waiting, it is not enough for them. Ideally, they are supposed to charge their own charges, do it for you, and then be free. But because they know what they are doing, they said they are taking 2,000 Ghana cedis, and then when the visa come, you pay $8,000 or $10,000, and now the visa didn't come. That means they see that they have lost. It is a loss for them. So now this is the strategy. So that is the idea of visa before payment. If an agent was to do the writing for you, you pay your 2,000 Ghana cedis, they go for the visa, you get your visa, and then you pay them. I don't care. It is their own business strategies. I've advised you to do the application yourself. That is why at the beginning of the video, I told you that all the embassies want you to do the application yourself. So if you choose to go to them, I don't care. That is their own business strategies. Now, the scam part of it is what I'm coming to tell you. Of late, I've observed a couple of content creators on TikTok who are agents, travel and tour agents. Now, this is what they are doing. They come out and tell you that there is a conference going in Canada. They have 10 slots. They have 7 slots. In fact, no conference agency book a slot for an agent in Ghana. The conference, they advertise on their website. You just go and book. When it is finished, it is finished. In fact, they don't tell you that this is the number of slots left on their portal. They don't tell you. Or they tell you that deadline for application is this date. That's all. But they will come and tell you that they've gotten a slot. Where do they get the slot from? Where do they get the slot from? Because there are a lot of conference websites. If you go there, they are telling you that there's a conference coming on probably April of 2025. And so you just book it. So why are they saying that 7 slot, 5 slot? Who is telling them that? But this is the strategy. Because if they don't give you a number, you will not become desperate. Because if they tell you that there's a conference going on in Canada, you relax because you think that anytime you go to them, they're going to help you. But if they tell you that they have only 7 slots or only 5 slots, you'll be like, hey, if I don't go fast, somebody will go, right? So you become desperate. That is one trick. It's a psychological something. They tell you we have only 7 slots. So you'll be like, oh, okay, then let me go. Let me pay my money fast. 2,000 Ghana cedis. Who cannot afford 2,000 Ghana cedis? And that is why they are not charging you the $8,000 or the $10,000, the initial stage. So they'll only say pay 2,000 Ghana cedis as the how do we call it, registration. And so you'll be like, hey, this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that. All right. Now, this is what is going to happen. If you go to them, okay. If you go to them, sorry, I just have, just give me a minute and let me see something. All right. All right. Problem solved. If you go to them, they are on what, they are on TikTok, they are on Facebook, and they are host, especially on TikTok live. They will be hosting live the whole of the night, and they'll be telling you we have 7 slots going to Canada. And in fact, they have histories of people that they've been able to assist before. Some of the agents are corrupt from the beginnings. Others were very good, but because they do the visa and Canada is refusing, and now Canada has higher refusal rate. So Canada is refusing. They are losing their $8,000 and the $10,000 because note the negotiation was they do the visa and they come for their 8,000 and 10,000 later, and now Canada is refusing a lot, and so they are losing that 8,000 and 10,000. So they have strategized another formula. They have strategized another way. That okay, fine. The way Canada is refusing, the way Canada is banning, and we don't have the documents. Let us now strategize. Instead of we helping just one person and aiming at 8,000 at the end of the day, let us go and advertise and get about 100 people and then put them in the pool. And then we can get about 200,000 Ghana cedis out of it, because 2,000 times 100 is 200,000. So that even if the 100 people, none of them get the visa, we still don't lose. You see the strategy? So now they are targeting about 100 or 200 people every month. And so they come on TikTok and they're going to present, they'll hold a passport where they have one visa in, and they'll tell you, now we're going for another conference, 7 slot. Who is ready? And then if you go on TikTok, you see a lot of people requesting, please, mommy, daddy, I am ready. I don't have bank statement. They say, don't worry. We don't need you to issue any document. We are going to provide everything. Just hit on my DM, take my number, chat me on WhatsApp, and then you make your money, and then we put you in the group. So they're having WhatsApp groups that you go, about 150 people in that group. I'm telling you, initially they will say they're having 7 slots, but they'll add you to the group after your payment, and then you realize that you are about 150, and people are reporting to me, and that is how I do my investigation and come to advise you guys. But because I don't do a personal attack, I don't want to mention any name. They know themselves on TikTok, on other platforms. The travel and tour agencies, they know themselves. I don't need to mention their name, but I want to tell you their activities so that you will desist. You will just don't go there. Because if you know their activities, they said by their activities, we shall know them, innit? So if you know their activities, you will not be going there. It is better than me mentioning their name, because if I mention their names, I'm making them popular. None of them has even got up to 100,000 followers, and so I'm not going to get followers for them. I'm not going to make them popular. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about their activities for everybody to be aware of what they are doing, so that you don't fall into their tricks. And so now they are not doing the visa for one person or two people. They are doing for hundreds of people every month. And the question I want to ask you, every Ghanaian listening to me, or everybody, Nigerians are listening to me, South Africans are listening to me, wherever you are, the question I'm asking you is, hundreds of people go to an agent and they don't provide a bank statement. They don't provide home ties. How do they get bank statement for all the 100 people to apply the visa that month? What is their income, their source of income at the bank? Because if they are providing about $10,000 in every bank account, how can they provide $10,000? So you see, they don't have actual bank statement. What they do is they forge the documents, and that is why Canada is banning a lot of people, and that is why UK is banning a lot of people. So they don't have a bank statement. There's a gentleman who sent a forged document, and then we will discuss that it was a bank statement, and then they have banned him to the UK for 10 good years. And it is the work of the agent forging bank statements, because they don't have the bank. How can they get bank statements for 100 people? No, it's impossible. Because even if it's a business bank statement, the only way a business bank statement can sponsor a lot of people is an employer who want to sponsor its employees to Canada, probably for a conference that is going to help the company, and they can sponsor about 6 people to go for the conference. But how can one employer sponsor 100 people the same month? It's impossible. So what they are doing is they forge the documents. One bank statement, they start editing the names. And now the embassies are aware, they are banning. So I am not the one exposing them. The embassies have already seen it and ban a lot of people that we're going to discuss. So this is not an information that I'm putting it out there that the embassy will pick. No, they've already seen the activities and ban a lot of people. People are listening to me in Ghana. They have gotten banned in UK. They have gotten banned in Canada. They are listening to me. If the embassy is not aware of your activities, how did they ban you guys? They know. So I'm not the one telling them. I am not the one telling them. They know, and they've banned a lot of people. People are watching me. They apply for school. They banned them for Canada. They apply for British Army. They are banned because of bank statements. They are aware. Now you see, they have targeted hundreds of people every month on the internet. And so if they take 2,000 Ghana, 2,000 Ghana, 2,000 Ghana, they are going to make 200,000 Ghana cedis every month. What is the salary of a doctor? What is the salary of a lawyer? What is even the salary of a politician? So if a travel and tour agent is cashing out 200,000 Ghana cedis from the internet every month in the name of, I have a slot in Canada, all of you, I'm not taking you visa fee, just pay 2,000. And every Ghanaian listen to me, they are having the 2,000. In fact, if Tips and Gist, I should make an announcement that you guys, I'm taking you to Canada. I need 5,000 from you, 2,000 Ghana from you. Everybody will get it. Because if you don't have it, you go for your money from your mom, your dad, or you go for it from your friend. So the 2,000 Ghana cedis is not something that Ghanaians will not cannot afford. And so everybody who go to their DM end up paying that money. And so if they are able to do one TikTok live today, they can get 20 people who hit their DM and they'll pay at the end of the day, because how do we even describe the thing to you? Oh, the conference, free accommodation, flight, we will book it. People come and pick you from the hotel, the airport, straight to the way they would describe it, you will even pay in advance and say, thank you, sir. And so everybody going there is falling in their hands. Now you are not going to get the visa. And somebody will say tips. So if they do for the 100 people, once the 100 people come and shame them, the issue is Canada visa can keep up to a year. And so they will tell you that it's going to take about 10 months. And so this month, you cannot complain. They said they've done an application for you guys. And so next month, they'll come on the internet again and say they have another slot. And the different batch will go and they'll cash out their 200,000. So the first batch, because you are waiting, they tell you that it will take 1 year or 10 months. You are not complaining because you are praying that Canada should approve the visa for you. And so when you come on the internet, you will even support them. You will even come and testify that, oh yes, mommy is very good. Even mommy has done my visa for me. Oh, mommy is very good. Oh, Poppy is very good. He did my visa application for me. Thinking that you get favor of them, but you're helping them to scam a lot of people. Thinking that your visa application, they are going to approve it for you. They don't have access to it. It is the only embassy who is going to decide. And so you are there writing their DM. They've done for you. You are the first batch. They did it for you last month. And this month, they will come again to scam another 100 people to cash out their 200,000. And then you come and then you will be testifying. You'll be testifying, giving testimonies that, oh yes, you immediately you pay the money. They did the application for you. They didn't scam you. The application is not a scam. The money you pay, as for the application is very simple. They can just create the IRCC and apply. So that is not a problem. The problem is they know that the documents they use, you cannot get a visa. Listen, and that is why they are looking at mass people, like 100 people, to cash out 200,000 every month, because they know that the actual visa fee, they are not getting it back because the visa will not come. And so you're thinking that, oh, because they took the 2,000, they didn't scam me because they've done the application. Doing the application for you to go and do biometrics. Biometrics is part of documentation. So somebody will come and say, oh, even me, I've gone to do my biometrics. And then somebody's on the internet and they had to be pounding. Hey, Charlie, then I have to go and do some more. People are doing biometrics, thinking that biometrics is visa approval. No, biometrics is part of your documentation. It is them taking your fingerprint and your picture, your photo, and everything. That is the biometrics. Without biometrics, they cannot even proceed to review your application and then whether to refuse or grant you. So you're going to do biometrics. It's not even a good signal, or it's not a signal that you're going to get a visa. It's part of your documentations. Let me put it that way. But people think that once they've done biometrics, they're going to get a visa. No. And so that testimony that you used to come and give, you are helping them to scam a lot of people. They've taken your 2,000 Ghana cedis. Instead of you to shut up, you are now going on their life, testifying, and people are also falling in the hands of those people again. So the next month, they'll come and say they have another slot, and they'll get another 100 people or 200 people, and they'll cash out their money. Everybody, 2,000 Ghana times 100 is 200,000. So they are not a doctor, they are not a lawyer, they are not, but they are cashing out 200,000 as a mere travel and tour agent every month. So by the time people will get used to them, that will be the first batch, their 10th month or their 1 year. And at that time, they've cashed out almost 200,000 every month. It is even more than that, because a day they can get 20 people to fall to that trick. So if they are active on the internet, they can even get 500 people a month. I am telling you, because Ghanaians can afford 2,000 Ghana for a Canada visa. And that is why they don't take the huge money initially. If you tell a Ghanaian that I'm doing visa for you, don't pay, just pay 2,000. They are okay with it. So they can get even thousands of people, but I'm just using 100 people as a case study. So look at the money that they are cashing out. And so you think somebody cashing out more than 200,000 every month at the end of 1 year will still be on the internet. No. When they see that people have started seeing their tricks and accusing them, the first batch people are now complaining that they didn't get their visa, they were refused or they were banned. That is when they will leave the internet. They will delete their page or change the page name, and then they are gone. So people are now using that format. That look, there is money on TikTok, there is money on Facebook. Let us use the strategy. Every month we can get about 200,000 or 500,000. We cash out like 1 year. Ha, we are gone off the system. Some of them are not even having physical offices where you can locate them. You only know their pages and you are following them. And because they are always on live, you are friends with them. And then, oh, mommy, good afternoon. Yesterday I came on. So you think that they are your family members until they delete their page. And then you don't know where to even locate them. So that is the visa before payment, the scam alert on the internet. And therefore, wherever you listen to me from, I want you guys to be aware of this scam. That if you go and they said 2,000 Ghana, it is not you alone. And the reason why you're not going to get a visa is how can they apply for 100 visas at the same month and get documents when they are not taking your documents? If they are taking the documents from you and doing individual applications, I don't care. But how can they get documents for everybody who come to their DM? So they forge it. Now back to the next discussion about a gentleman who got a 10-year ban to the UK. Now he contacted me on email that tips I was refused to the UK and I got a 10-year ban. I should advise. And I always tell you guys that I don't advise people because I am not immigration advisor or a lawyer. What I do is I do my research and then I educate you guys general knowledge. And that is what every content creator can do. Somebody is not a doctor but can research into malaria and then do a content about how malaria occurs. And nobody can say, I've arrested you. Why are you educating the people about malaria that they should sleep in mosquito net? Nobody can arrest the person. No, because it's general education. It's on the internet. And so I am not a lawyer, but I can research into how you can gather your documents, how you can build yourself to apply your own visa. But I don't give immigration advice. All right. So I am giving a warning on this, how do we call life, that this content is meant purely for educational purposes and it's not intended to be used as legal advice. If you want a personalized legal advice, always seek the advice of a qualified immigration attorney or a lawyer. All right. So the gentleman contacting me that he need advice, he's not going to get any advice. But I want us to use his case to learn. Now I have cropped you see, he attached his refusal letter. So it was a PDF, and then I opened it and I've cropped it because it contains his name and other stuff that I don't want that part to show. Now look at this. This is what the visa officer wrote on the refusal letter. And this is how he came by the ban, 10-year ban. You have applied for entry clearance to travel to United Kingdom for the purpose of tourism. However, verification checks were carried out with there's a bank name. They mentioned the bank. So the guy went for a bank statement and then the bank is there. But I've covered the bank because people would misinterpret that the bank is not correct. It is not the bank is not correct. I will explain why I've covered the bank. So verification checks were carried out with so and so bank and have confirmed that the documents are not genuine. I am therefore satisfied that a false document were submitted in your application. Now, why have I covered the bank? Any commercial bank in the country, any rural bank in the country is being accepted if you get a bank statement from them. Now, the banks, what they are doing is if you open a bank account with any bank, because of confidentiality's sake, they are not supposed to disclose your information, your bank details to anybody until you authorize them to do so. So when you're applying a visa, At the end part, the declaration, you authorize the immigration to contact your financial institution. So you have given the authority. That is why you declare, and then you say, I agree. But people don't read the entire message of the declaration. They just reach there and they click, I agree, and then they submit. It contains sections where they ask you that they're going to contact your financial institution. Do you agree to it? And you say, yes, I agree. So you have authorized the immigration. And then you went to your bank for a statement, that the bank should give you a statement that contain your name, your bank account, the money in your account number. And they said, okay, fine. What are you using it for? You said a visa application. They said, are you sure? You said yes. And the bank said, okay, oh, you said we should print it for you, oh, because we don't need to print things out like that. Do you need the bank statement that contain your name, your account number, your closing balance and everything? You say yes. And then they printed it for you. And then you gave it to the embassy. So now, who is disclosing the information? You deliberately disclose your own information to the embassy. So it is the embassy's duty to confirm whether what information that you've disclosed from your bank is genuine. And therefore, you sign the declaration during the visa application that they should contact your financial institution to confirm. And so people are saying that the embassy cannot confirm from the bank. The bank has no authority to. Who told you? Do you understand the authority? Why did you sign the declaration during the visa application stage? And then why did you go to your bank for your bank statement? You have deliberately submitted your bank statement to the embassy. So you have disclosed your own personal details because the bank don't know your account number. I don't know your account number. If you don't give me your bank statement, I cannot know your account number. I don't know. I don't know the bank, the money, the amount of money you have in your bank right now in Ghana or wherever. You listen to me. But if you print a statement for me, I can know the amount. So you deliberately went and disclosed your own information. And it is the duty of the embassy to confirm whether the documents you are bringing to them is real. And they have to confirm from the bank. That is why they allow you to sign a declaration. And so they contact and verify. And that is why UK is saying that you applied for entry clearance to travel to United Kingdom for the purpose of tourism. However, verification checks were carried out and have confirmed that the documents are not genuine. So they did it with a certain bank. So they said verification checks were carried out with so and so bank. They wrote it there, have covered it, and have confirmed that the documents are not genuine. So they do the verification together with the bank. They contact the bank. That are you the one who gave the bank statement to so and so? The content of the bank statement, the closing balance and everything, is it right? So if the bank say no, we are not aware, they didn't take it from us, that means your documents is not genuine. So a false document is being explained in 5 meanings. That is what is up there. If you say a false document, number one, it means a genuine document that has been altered or tampered with. It becomes a false document. So the first explanation of a false document is a genuine document which has been altered or tampered with. So the bank statement can be genuine, but once you took it from the bank, you altered it, you tempered it to change some of the figures, so increase your closing balance or something like that. And then they verified that what was the closing balance, and the embassy, the bank mentioned another figure which is different from your bank statement, and so that means it was a genuine document, but you've tempered it, so it becomes a false document. Number two, another definition for a false document is a counterfeit document, into bracket, one that is completely false. So that means everything is counterfeit. If you say money is counterfeit, it means it's fake. So if they said a bank statement is counterfeit or a document is counterfeit, it means it is completely false. It is false. Now, another definition for a false document, a genuine document that is being used by an imposter. That means the document is genuine, but the one using is not the right person to use. So an imposter, it makes that document a false document. The fourth one, a genuine document which has been fraudulently obtained or issued. So the document can be genuine, but the way it was issued or obtained was fraudulent act, not a good means of obtaining from the bank. And the last one, a genuine document which contains falsified or counterfeit visa endorsement. You see, so this is what the embassy is describing, what they call the false documents. And so they said, I am therefore satisfied that the false documents were submitted in your application. Now, before we read why the person got a ban after they find out that the document is false, let me try and tell you why I cover the bank. Every commercial bank, every rural bank. If I say commercial bank, it doesn't mean Ghana Commercial Bank. No, Ghana Commercial Bank is a commercial bank. Fidelity is a commercial bank. Access Bank is a commercial bank. How do you call Barclays, ADB, all the banks, they have the category of banks. Apart from Bank of Ghana, then they come to the commercial banks and those banks, right? And they have the rural banks and other stuff. They have the microfinance, the savings and loans, and all those stuff. So the commercial banks and the rural banks, they accept statements from them, and it's really faster. They can really contact them. It's faster. Now, listen. I covered the bank because all the banks are genuine. But the way people obtain statement from them, some of them, they don't even go to the bank at all. They find their own ways to forge it. As it was said, a totally false document, a counterfeit. So they've seen somebody's bank statement and they have photocopied, changed some details. So it is a forge, which is not by the bank. And that is why the bank will say, no, they didn't come to us. And other people also use some strategies that I don't want to talk about it here on the internet. So if I expose the bank, people will think that, oh, if I save in this bank, I cannot use to apply visa. They're going to no, every bank is okay for you. Just save correctly. Okay, just save correctly. If the money is not enough, they're going to refuse you. They're not going to ban you. It is only when you forge, you use a counterfeit. That is where they say a false document. Now, let's read the ban. These official inquiries have been documented in a document verification report, the DVR. So they are saying that the official inquiries that they did on the document, they have also, they've held it in their office and they have kept it in something we call the DVR. And one thing is, if they find out that you've used a fake document like that, they keep it on your record. And it's really, really bad. It's not something that you have to get that record from any embassy, because they're going to keep it in their office through the document verification report, the DVR, and they'll hold it in the office. So you can read it on the screen. I am satisfied that you have made a false representation and submitted a false document in support of your application. Your application is therefore refused under Part 971A of the immigration rules. So the immigration rules of the UK, the subsection 971A says that if you use a false document or you make a false representation, they have to refuse you. So even if the officer want to refuse you, they have to do it by law. And that is why they are quoting the part of the law that they used to refuse you. The second one is, I am satisfied that you have submitted a false document and you did so with an intention to deceive. So apart from you forging the document, they are also saying that even after you forging the document, you even did that deliberately. You had an intention to deceive the immigration. You have an intention to deceive the government, and that is also another criminal offense. And that is also part of the immigration rules, that if you use a deceptive way to apply your visa, so you are doing the thing to deceive them, it is also another offense. So I have therefore found out that you used deception in your application, and I am refusing your application under the paragraph 7972 part 9 of the immigration rules. So you see the second one, the part 971A is false document, and the part 972 is what? Deception. So two different rules or laws, and that is what they have used to refuse the gentleman. Now, what brought the ban? This means that any future entry clearance applications may be refused under the immigration rules for a period of 10 years, depending on the type of application you make. Now, I want you to note that they said may. So any visa that you do, entry clearance means any visa that you want to enter UK. So any entry clearance applications you do may, they didn't say must, may be refused under under the immigration rules for a period of 10 years, depending on the type of application. So the type of application, if you contact lawyers, they're going to tell you that it is very thin. So now let's say school, work, visit, no. But if you get a British to marry you, that is fine. But the question is, how many people that you get banned to the UK, are able to have access to British to marry them? So it's very thin. And then if you come in with the settlement route, because you even have a ban, fine, you can apply the visa. By decision, you know how frustrating the decision can be. So don't even temper and let your have a bad record before you say, okay, now I can't come with a school, I can't come with work, I can't come with visit, so I'm going to marry. Don't even try. Get a good record with the embassies. At least refusal is nothing, but a ban is a bad record. Now, another thing is probably for medical reasons, then they can overlook. But even that is very thin. So if you contact immigration lawyers, they can advise you on that. So the one who contacted me, I cannot advise you. You contact them and they can give you such advices because they are supposed to do so and they can do it properly. Now let's look at something. At the end of the time, you see this paragraph, the last paragraph says the period of 10 years start from the date the deception was used in the application. So the date that you started your application, that is when the 10 years will start. Now, next steps in relation to this decision, there is no right of appeal or right to administrative review. That means no lawyer can appeal and no lawyer can do administrative review to overturn the ban. All they can do is the other thin lines that I said, that maybe probably another entry clearance where they may accept. But to overrule your 10-year ban that, oh, they've taken it out of you, or no, they cannot. There's no right of appeal or no right of administrative review. You have no right to even come to them to appeal. And that makes it very, very serious. And why will this come? How will this happen? It is because people are not building their own bank statement. I taught you how to apply visas to the UK, US, and Canada, and Germany as well. If you consider the documents listed on the government portals, and then you start building your own bank statement, start gathering as we all learned on the internet, what will even come to your mind to go and forge a bank statement? Do you have an application, an app where you can forge a bank statement? No, no, you don't have any app that you can use to forge document. But the agents are having it. They've been doing it for long. And they know that they can ban you. Not that they have not done for them to ban you. They always ban people. But I don't really know what is wrong with these agents. And people are not taking it serious. I always tell people that if you go to a travel and tour agent and they refuse you visa, fine. You get a visa, fine. If they ban you, you have to take the person on. Because it means the person used effect and the person has really had how do we call it? They've really, really caused you more harm. Because it is going to do you more harm than good if you have that bad record from an immigration. Now, most of these countries are sharing immigration information. I want to show you something on the screen. Something on the screen. Those on Facebook and YouTube. Now, which country share immigration information with the UK? Which country share immigration information with the UK? The United Kingdom share immigration information with United States of America, USA, and other countries through the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance and the Five County Conference. Now, they form a group called the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance. If you say eyes, look, 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 you see your eyes. So what is happening is one country is being observant for the other country. So they're all helping each other. So if UK identifies somebody who is a scam to them and they ban the person from UK, they share the details to the other countries to be cautious of you. So now they will share it to Canada, share it to USA, Australia, and New Zealand. So they said the five intelligent alliance include United Kingdom, United States of America, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. And so once you get a ban to UK, it is in the system of the other people. because they are all forming the five, how do we call it, ICE alliance, and therefore they share immigration. So you can see it that they said United Kingdom shares, they share, so they will share it. It is there. And I think they came to that 2017 or so. Yes, that was when they came to that agreement. If you go down there, when did they started that? And is really going to tell you. At first, they was using something we call the M5. They started with the migration 5, and then later they changed it. The M5 was what we call the country conferences. That was still UK, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and America. Then later they came to a conclusion of that 5 county something. Where was it? The Five Eyes Alliance, and that was in 2017 or so. So they've started this thing for long. They started this thing for long. You see, so you see, this is from the gov.uk, and they said explanation to the memorandum of agreement. So they signed an agreement. And so this is serious something. This is not an internet something you say, oh, it might be true or not. This is from the gov.uk, and they said explanatory memorandum on the agreement. And read, they said UK and USA already exchanged immigration information under the provisions of memorandum of understanding signed between two countries in June 2010. So 2010, UK and USA started that thing, and it's on the gov.uk. So you can see it from the government official website. It's from the government official website that UK and USA even started that thing before other people came on board. So they started, they signed a memorandum or something. So it's something that they've all agreed. And so if UK ban you, automatically America know it, Canada knows it. How do we call it? Australia, New Zealand, they know it. And so please, let us try and minimize our desperation. The desperation is too much. That is why a lot of people are falling in the hands of these agents. We are too desperate. You want to go, this, you see, look at this guy. You are going for a tourism. I am asking you, is there a deadline for tour? This is not a conference where you can say that, oh, the date was even approaching, so he couldn't build his bank statement. That is why an agent has to forge. This is not a school where you say, oh, admission is fast approaching. This is tour. Tour. You're going to tour. Is there a deadline for tour? And the money that the agent will charge to apply the visa, the agent will charge you about 6,000 pounds for a visit to the UK. So why can't you use that 6,000 pounds to build your own bank statement gradually, little by little? The agent will charge you 6,000 pounds. You are comfortable to pay, but you cannot use it to build your bank. And so tourism, you see, now they gave you a ban in 2024, and they said 10 years. So it means 2034. It means 2034. But tour, you can come 2025. So if you use 2024 to build your statement and then you did a tour in 2025, they are not going to ban you because the bank statement is original. Even if they will not grant the visa, they will refuse you. And that is not the end of the world. You still do another application. But now, because you people are so desperate, you want to come to UK by hook or crook. How can you tour? What is pressure about tour? What is pressuring you to come and tour? You said you come to visit London. Come and watch how beautiful London is. So what is pressuring you? What is the deadline? Why should you forge a bank statement if you don't have it? The money that you gave to the agent, that's 6,000 pounds. You could have used it to build your bank statement little by little. We are so desperate to travel. And that is why the agent, you go and then they don't have time to build it for you. They forge it. Example is that visa before payment. Somebody applying for hundreds of people to Canada. How can the person, and will tell you that don't give us bank statement? How can they get bank statement for hundreds of people? They are going to forge. And they don't care because all they needed from you is the 2,000 Ghana. And the agents from Ghana have realized that if they ban you, you people don't have the energy to report them to a police station to arrest them. So they don't care. Oh, let's take it. Let's apply. If you don't apply, you cannot go for the biometrics, and therefore you come and hold their neck. And so they want to get the documents, and at least you go for biometrics as a good indication. You see, and so therefore they have ways of getting the bank statement, and they do. Then you go for your biometrics, and they are where they acquire biometrics, a baby by 1 year, I be refusing on any discount internet and so. That is why I first advise you guys that visa before payment, the activities of those agents on the internet is very risky. I'm always here empowering you, teaching you guys how to do the right thing. If I talk and I don't do the teachings, why would I talk? I've taught you how to apply Canada visas, UK visas, US visas. It's on the internet. It's about 2 hours videos. You can be watching them. You watch football matches, you watch movies, and this is a visa. I cannot use 15 minutes to teach you. So people go there and they complain the video is too long. Huh? You went to SHS 3 years to do general agric. You cannot even know what you're using your life for. You cannot even plant a maize in the farm. But you did agriculture for 3 good years. And you want me to use 20 minutes to teach you visa application? No. My videos are long because I need to explain into details for you to do the right thing. And that is why you see my videos on the internet, my live discussions, 2 hours. So if you think that the 2 hours is more for you, then go to the agent and they're going to ban you at the end of the day. You went to do biology in secondary school for 3 good years. Have you brought anything? You couldn't even use the knowledge that you. So you think knowledge is just simple like that? And people are complaining under the videos. It tells your videos are long. Can't you summarize it? Summarize what? Summarize what? Summarize what? If I don't take my time to explain the bank statements, if I don't take my time to, I can just do a 15-minute video. If you want to go to a Schengen area, all you need is 90 euros. You buy a travel insurance. You need to get your traveling passport, get your itinerary. That is your hotel. You book your hotel, you book your conference, you book this. I can just do about 10 minutes video and put it there, but it doesn't make sense because at the end of the day, the bank statement, I said nothing. How are you going to build it? The home ties, what is the home ties and where are you going to get it? How do you get it if I don't explain into details? So if you think that my videos are long, I'm not forcing you on my platform. Nope. Because those who are serious will watch it. Those who are serious, they are going to watch it at the end of the day. You went to the agent, paid £6,000, and they forged document and you got 10-year ban because you didn't know how to do UK visa. Any. Well, if you know how to do a UK visa, why would you go to an agent for them to forge document? Because you didn't know how to do it. I know how to do UK visa. I'll not go to agent for them to ban me. Somebody know how to do a UK visa. They are not going to ban the person. So you went to the agent because you don't know how to do the visa. And that is why you paid £6,000 for that visa application. And then you got banned at the end of the day when you could have used £6,000 to build a bank statement, do the application yourself, go and do your biometrics and come. And then somebody teach you and you'll be like, 2 hours video, what me there, one with video, so there, what don't know me there, minute time. Kosi koda and koda. Oh, here ni stubborn proud. You think that the agents used 10 minutes to learn the visa application that they are doing? No, they invested their time, their energy, and everything. No pain, no gain, oh my bro. No pain, no gain. If you are not ready to invest your time, if you're not ready to invest, you're not going to gain at the end of the day. And I still refer you that you went to secondary school, used 3 years to learn whatever you learned. You're still not even making good use of it. But if you are using 2 hours to watch a video, gather your documents that can take you abroad and change your destiny, then you have to do that. If you watch a video, be able to attain a visa through my videos, as people used to come, Tips, I've gotten my visa, I've gotten my visa. They always say it every day. I don't need to be putting them on the internet because I didn't do the application for them. And when I start putting them on the internet, people will think that I'm a visa agent and they'll start chatting me, please, I want to pay money. No. So I don't, but they always, even on my live sessions, when I'm on TikTok, they'll always comment. Tips, I'm in the UK now, I'm in Canada now. Thank you very much. Stops. This morning, a friend of mine, the mom is here. Through my guidance, the mom called me. I called a friend and the mom was there. And the mom was say, oh, my son, God bless you. People are using my videos, my guidance, and then they are traveling. So if you watch the video and you are able to make good use of that 2 hours, it's better than your 3 years that you spend in SHS when you cannot even know what you're using your life for. Let me read comments and then I will respond to the comments and then we go and sleep. Tips, I have an invitation from my sister Is it possible to get in touch with you for further assistance? The assistance is on my YouTube channel. I've done how to gather your documents. What your sister need to provide is, if you're going to sleep with them, they need to provide tenancy agreement that they have accommodation, and then they have to get a good stand in the UK. So their current visa status, their BRP status, and then they also have to get finance, so their bank statements, and then they also have to get home ties. So the kind of job that they do in the UK, they have to provide employment letter and other stuff. Then you also have to show strong home ties and get your personal bank statement, because you living in Ghana, you're still feeding yourself. And so you have to get a bank statement, because if your sister is doing everything for you and you don't show a strong home tie, it means when you come to the UK, you're not going back, and it is a red flag. They're going to refuse you. So even if your sister is giving you a bank statement, you need to get your personal bank statement and strong home ties to argue your case. Now, your sister is sponsoring you though, but when you come, because you are living good in Ghana, you go back. So I've given you the guidance here. My sister, a lot of people too have also benefited from what I've told you. So just do as. And the other documents that you need to apply the visa is on my YouTube channel. The application format is also there. Go and watch the video and do the application yourself. Good evening. Please, I did my visa application through MDC, and they are calling me under Benin number. They are, please, MDC is not the official website for Canada. Canada is canada.ca. So if you go to any website, it's an agent, and I don't know the agent, and so I cannot talk about the agent. Thank you very much. I've always talked about canada.ca, so you have to go there. If not, don't ask me about any agent. I cannot do miracles here. I cannot know who owns that company. So please, I cannot talk good or bad about them. Some people are just lazy tips. Even the UK Army recruitment crowd, they charge people. I don't want to talk. They said tips. This slot of thing, the immigration officers use it to scam me. I'm not sure an immigration officer will scam you. Probably it is an agent portraying himself or herself as an immigration lawyer, and then they scam you, because immigration officer wouldn't scam you for that. All right. Yeah. Sir Okish says, we Ghanaians, we don't like learning. That is very true. That is very true. Someone is saying, Ghana, no crasa. They are killing us, so it is not their fault. There's no available jobs, and so we all wish to travel. God punish them. So if you want to travel, Brempong, that is what you have to research into whatever you're doing. Miss Echo says, can you slow down a bit? I talk fast, eh? I don't know. I talk fast. Probably. I don't really know. Sometimes, if I'm in the mood, if I enter the spirit, if I'm getting angry about the doings of the agents, that is when I talk fast. If I listen to my content, and I was like, oh, here I was talking very fast, because sometimes I get out of the mood and then I start talking fast, and so sorry for that. Eric says, run faster for your life savings before it's too late. All right. Yeah. So you see, that is that. Somebody saying UK2 is making mistakes in their refusal letters. Yes. I know how do we call it? That typo error. Yes, but the refusal letter, if you believe it, believe it. If you don't believe it, that is your own cup of tea. Yes, I also saw it, but I cannot open the actual refusal letter here, because you see the name of the person, you see his passport number, visa application number, and everything, and you don't need such information. So you better listen to it, or you go your way. And then when they scam you, then you bring yours, and I will use yours to teach them. Okay, so that you get to know that it is real. Solomon says, tips. If all agents are like you, God bless you. I am not an agent. So say if Ghanaians are like me, if content creators who are using their pages, big pages, to be doing a Fia Schwarzenegger have gone to do this and do that, if they use it to educate Ghanaians, we will be very, very rich. And if not only Ghana, if African youth are empowering ourselves, if we are teaching ourselves, I know how to do visa, I'm teaching you. Somebody know how to do another thing. They are also doing it on their channel. Somebody also knows. So we are all learning from each other. Then we are all going to be enriched, but it is not happening that way. We use that energy to share information, bad information, negative, because negativity sell. Negativity sell. I did a video about yesterday. I have only 2,000 views. But another person to do a video about Ajagraja doing something, and then you get 100,000 views. The same content creator. Look at the difference. And the same Ghanaians who are interested in Ajagraja want to travel to America. But I did America and only 3,000 people watch, because we don't like learning. But so you see, we will continue to always, they will scam us every day. It is not going to stop. It is not going to stop. Prosperity says tips and just please do just on how to set a payout account. Like I should, is it pay? What is payout account? I don't really understand the payout account. Is it a bank statement? Is it a pay slip? What is payout account? And to which? Because all I know is you provide your payment, like your bank statement and other things. And then if you go to the embassy, every embassy website, especially the Canada, UK, whatever I teach, they have a way of taking the visa fee. So I don't understand why you call you know the payout account. I don't really understand. Rose says, thank you very much for this information. You are helping this education and kindly do a video on a student visa application to the UK. I've done that, Rose. Visit my video. I did it in 2023. So go and watch my video. Thank you. You doing well. God increase you. Thank you. I'll say why they should be there. Yeah. So tell them they are not serious. You can watch Chewa part 1 to 11. Um, Good evening, tips and just God bless you. How long does it take for work and pay visa? I don't encourage work and pay, so I'm not going to talk about work and pay. It is not something that the government has approved. It is a scam. So if you want to go with a scam way, we don't do that. We do legalities here, my bro. We do legalities here. I was filing for Videx application and I made mistake. Can I refill it again? If you can, if you can. Uh, y- if it is Germany, what you're supposed to do is just fill another application for because most of them, when you are going, that is when you submit. It is a hard copy. So if it is Germany, just or any of the Schengen areas, just download the another application form and then fill it. Or sometimes you fill it on the internet and then you how do we call it? You download it after you have. So you have to fill another form and then you download. Let me put it that way. All right. Can we get some samples of SOP for nurses applying for Canada schools? Statement of purpose. Um, I don't have a sample there, but I'll come and teach you how to. I think I've taught how to write statement of purpose for Canada schools, but not for nurses. So you can use the application general knowledge to learn. If I get another time, probably you do another version. But if I don't come and your school is fast approaching, I have a video on my YouTube. He said, yes, it's Germany. Yes. So I told you, you can just fill another form and then you download it. Okay. Because it doesn't go into their system. You only fill it and you download. And when you're going for the interview, you go with hard copy, 2 copies of them, 2 copies of them. Somebody says, I want to travel to USA. Can I do, can I do with it? Can I do with what? If you want to go to USA, know the route. If it's school, start applying for schools. It's for visit after 2B1, B2. That's the visit visa, right? If it's work, you can go with the H1B or the J visa if you qualify. So do much research before you know what you can go with. Somebody said even Kunkumbagia for the whole year they watch. Yes, so people don't like educative videos because it's boring to watch. And that is why I always encourage you to join my live session. If I'm on live and I'm talking like this, you don't get bored. But if we leave, because you are also reading the comment sections and that is very interactive. But if it's a pre-recorded video, if you don't join our live and then you are watching it alone, that is when it becomes boring. You understand? So you always have to join my live. When I come on TikTok, I can be on the live for 4 hours and somebody will be watching me. They never get tired because I am on live and they are watching me. So if you're on live and the person is teaching, you never get bored. It's really nice. It is only people who come and watch the video later and they start complaining. You understand? Can you do a video about Qatar application? I've never gone to Qatar before and I've never done their visa application before. So before I can teach, I have to apply, get used to it, and then before I can teach you, understand? Yeah, so it is going to take time for me to research into that. Okay, Atumensa. Abdul says, thank you for your effort. Much love, bro. All right, thank you. And then Yaya says, please, how long does it take to receive your visa when you do biometric? It depends on the country. You never say anything. Is it Togo biometrics or Nigeria biometrics? It depends on the country you go in, the type of visa you go in. So everything is on the visa portal. And every visa that I've taught you, go and watch it. I used to talk about the how do we call it? The durations. So go and watch the visa category. Even if I tell you, you still cannot do it. So go and watch the full video and then you get every information. You learn the duration, you learn the documents, then you learn the application at the same time. I will end this live And I thank you very much for everybody who came to listen. So those of you guys from other countries who were saying, Tips, please can you speak English? Can you speak English? There are sometimes I have to speak my local language, and then when I get free time like this, I'll come and then make a summary of everything that we've done the week in English. That is what I'm going to do. Okay, because people really want me to speak my local language, and some of the issues I need to talk in my local language. All right. That is why sometimes you come here. So when you come here and I'm speaking my local language, don't worry. All you have to do is to leave a comment that Tips, I wish to get in English version of this content. And if I think that it's going to help you, I'm going to do it. All right. Some of my content are purely Ghanaian content. They are not related to other countries. And so you don't need it. But if it is a universal knowledge, then I will do an English version of it for you guys. All right. God bless everybody. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay calm, don't be too desperate. Invest to learn more before you travel. Bye bye.